Hello, my fellow taxpayers. Don't we just love paying taxes? Aren't taxes just the best thing ever? This is the opinion of one foreign journalist called Coco Khan on BBC Politics on Lauren Kuzenberg's show today. And it's just insufferable. Why are we having these conversations? Why is this the mainstream position? And the thing is, you have two purportedly conservative straight white men purportedly sat on either side of her who aren't really prepared to properly critique what she's saying and just in the most gentle of ways go, well, you know what, we kind of need people to actually make money, and if we just tax the living daylights out of them, they're less inclined to make money and you don't get the money that you expect. And yet still this woman is, I mean, we'll watch the clip, it's just bonkers how these people's minds work. And the thing is, I mean, she works for the Guardian. She's an independent Guardianista. So you would think that she's like, yeah, I don't actually earn that much money. I don't really want to pay very much tax on it. But instead, they've got it in their minds that taxation is basically the method to solve the world's problems. And I'm just so past it, man. What's this?
I'm really glad to hear you say you could pay more tax. I would happily pay more tax. Tax is cool. I feel we need a rebrand of tax. Tax is a good thing. It's the only vehicle we have to stop the ultra rich taking complete advantage of us.
What delusional nonsense, right? It's actually like it's so embarrassing that she thinks tax is cool. I don't know why everyone hates it when the government just steals some of their money and then gives it to people who's not them. Like, these hardworking people are getting their money taken and given to a bunch of absolute loafers. Why aren't you happy with that? Why do you think I like tax? Because it hurts the ultra rich. That's why. It's like, does it though? Does it actually affect the ultra rich that much? I mean, one point so this is from Sunday with Laura Kuzenberg, and at one point it's the way that this comes up is in the context of war with Russia. Oh, right, so we could raise taxes to make sure we've got enough men and armaments to fight Russia. Oh, brilliant. What a great use of my taxes. Literally blow it up. I love having my taxes just funneled into an endless war machine. I mean, that really shows the super rich, doesn't it, somehow? But the thing is, Jeremy Hunt, who, I mean, I can't describe to you the depths of my loathing for Jeremy Hunt on almost every issue, other than mild fiscal conservatism, in which we are broadly in alignment, where he's like, look, he's on the other side of the panel. There he is. He's like, look, and he makes this point several times in this show. If you don't encourage people who create wealth, who make wealth, by taxing them excessively, and just to be clear, in Britain, the top rate of tax is 45%. So for nearly half of the year, you're working for free, like a slave to the government. I mean, Finland is 57%, Sweden 52%, Norway 39%. God damn. Denmark 55%. So this another this is all over the place. But another tangent where people are like, oh, look at Denmark. It's like, yeah, look at Denmark. They get paid $16 an hour to work in Burger King or whatever it is. It's like, yeah, they do. And that translates to about $8 an hour or $7 an hour because they get more than half of it stolen by the fucking government, man. Like the Netherlands, 49%, Germany, 45%, France, 45%, Spain, 47%. It is mad how much of our money the government steals. And that, I think, you've got to be earning something like 100k a year or something like that. It's not even that high. I mean, I'm going to look this up, actually. It is £125,000, which sounds like a lot of money and is a lot of money, relatively speaking, but it's not that much money, actually. And don't get me wrong, you'll have a very nice life earning £125,000 a year, but you're not going to be living in a mansion, especially with the prices of things. You're not going to be, you're not going to have a swimming pool. You're not going to have 5 cars. You're not going to have like supercars. You're just going to have quite a nice life. And let's hope, you don't have, get sick or you get fired or something. So it's a lot of money, yes, but it's not that much money. And we should be really encouraging people to make lots of money so they can pay taxes on that. And so being like, okay, look, above 125k, you're getting taxed nearly half of everything you make. I mean, you get up from 37 to 125, you're getting 40% anyway, which is horrific. Again, like, you know, more than a third of the money that you make. So yeah, for 40% of the year, you're just working for free for the government if you're relatively well earning in this country. And then anything above that's just almost half of it. Just say, yeah, fuck you. And I just can't stand it. And this is framed as to be like, oh yeah, well this will help us deal with this. The only weapon we've got against the super rich. Okay, one, the super rich aren't doing anything to me or any of the people I know. Right, the super rich aren't interfering with their lives or anything like that. It's the government that's interfering with their lives. The super rich probably are the ones employing them, actually. But there are actually other things we can do to make sure the super rich can't just, I don't know, diabolically, Dr. Evil style, destroy the planet. Right? I mean, I don't even know what she thinks they're doing. Like, what is the issue? The super rich have, like, they're not able to just buy out my rights or something, right? And like they don't just own my things. They can't take what I have. So I don't really see what the problem is. But either way, Jeremy Hunt points out, look, I mean, she even says, oh, there are 50 families in the UK that basically own as much as all of the rest. And it's like, okay, and you tax them at 45%, great. But Jeremy Hunt makes the point correctly that they still only account for actually a relatively low amount. I think it's about a third of all tax revenue comes from the 1%. The rest of it comes from everyone else. And everyone else is just getting rinsed, man. Everyone else is round about this sort of area. I think the average wage is something like 40,000, something like that. But the point being, anyone else who's striving, who's working really hard, who's doing quite well, they're paying a lot of money. And they could use that money themselves, actually. And so this whole attitude of just, oh, we should make tax cool. No, tax is just nothing but bad for me, especially with what you want to spend it on, right? Unbelievable amounts of money to the NHS, which is being exploited by immigrants. We learned the other day that foreigners in this country claim $1 billion a month in benefits. So that's my taxes, 12 billion a year, poured down the drain and just given to strangers. But of course, she's a stranger, so she would think this. She would think it's appropriate. And then the next thing is, well, why don't we just blow it up in a war with Russia? I don't really want to blow my money up in a war with Russia, actually. I don't really care. I don't really care what the issue between Russia and Ukraine is. It's not really my problem. I don't really want to have anything to do with it. I don't want to fund it. Like, this isn't that much of an ask, I think, actually. And Jeremy Hunt, again, I hate to give him credit, but he's like, look, the problem is 10,000 millionaires a year are leaving, so the tax revenue is getting smaller. And so she's just like, yeah, well, can't we make tax cool? No, we can't make tax cool. Tax is just a punitive exercise at this point, where the government is punishing those hardworking, decent folk for being hardworking, decent folk, because a bunch of absolute shysters are like, you know, I just don't fancy working. I just fancy sponging off the state. I fancy bringing over my dependents over here to sponge off your state. I just don't really feel like working. And it's like, yeah, no, I'm not up for this. Weirdly enough, I'm absolutely not up for this. I am actually up for, they get fucking nothing, right? I am up for paying absolutely nothing in taxes and just having everything being a service I have to personally pay for. So I can get insurance or whatever it is I need to get to make sure that, you know, if someone I know gets sick, then we have health coverage. I'm up for that. To force those shysters to work. That's why. And you'll be like, oh, but what if they don't want to work? What are they going to do? And you know what? I don't give a damn. I don't care. I'm sick of being taken advantage of by foreigners. That I'm just totally sick of it. I'm totally sick of my country slowly imploding because the left is for some reason given control of the tax policy and allowed to say, right, okay, you know, what we're going to do is just shave off the upper layers of civilization, try and redistribute that to every absolute lazy git in the entire nation. And so the entire thing is slowly imploding with the tax burden. No, I'm not up for it. Not up for it at all. If the NHS costing too much, it can go. If all the welfare state, if it's costing too much, it can go. Like, I will take care of the people who are important to me, and if everyone else doesn't take care of the people that are important to them, that's their problem. This is an unsustainable system. This cannot go on forever, and it will not go on forever. And if the only answer is, we need the state steal more of your money, actually, I'm not up for it. And this is why 10,000 millionaires a year are leaving, and loads of young people are leaving. Everyone can see that weird, psychotic, like devouring mother types like this woman, for some reason, are in control of the tax policy and the redistribution policy in this country. And they're like, yeah, well, we can just more. Give me more of what you've made. I deserve more. So I can make sure that Ahmed and his 7 fucking wives and 57 children are given money from you. And it's like, no, I'm not up for this. I don't want this. I don't think this is just. And I'm very, very sick of it. And actually, I'm just at the point where I want to tell the devouring mothers, no, absolutely not. You know, the Sky Father commands the revolt against the Den Mother. Do you understand? I'm not having this. I do not want this. I fully agree with Rupert Lowe, actually, where it's like, we need to absolutely butcher the state. We need to just cut it down to almost nothing so people can keep as much of their money as possible, like Harvey MLA. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that's a great plan that would definitely advantage the people who work justly for the money that they have, rather than the lazy, indolent shitheels who just steal it using hyper-aggressive pro-taxation den mothers who are just like, yeah, no, give us your money. No, I don't want you to have my money. The Sky Father is insistent on this point. This is a point of religious principle for me at this point. I have people I am providing for. I don't want you stealing so I can provide for people I don't care about. And I don't see why I should have to.